The question that frequently comes up is you say, okay, we're a smallish team, and we can do it via email back and forth. You know, when I have a question and I want our marketing operations person to build something, I just shoot that person an email, and then we back and forth 20 times until it sends, and we just work through the details time and time again. Now, the problem with that is that doesn't work at scale. That doesn't work with limited resources. Really, when you're doing that, you're spending way more time building your actual emails, building your campaigns every time, and really the focus of what a marketing technologist should be doing, one aspect, is how to make things as efficient as possible, how to decrease the build time, how to minimize risk, and how to have visibility for higher up in terms of what's the turnaround on campaigns, how are we building them, and are we focusing on the things that we can scale. The marketing manager doesn't need to be an expert at Marketo. Instead, we need to focus on specialties where the creative person is being creative and the system person is doing the system as well as possible. And what that means is instead of having your marketing manager build things in Marketo, you're instead saying, work within these guidelines, give me these certain character counts, and I will handle all of the rest. And we can make sure that way that we have global templates that are on brand, pretty, and not breakable. And you don't have to worry about a marketing manager, you know, accidentally making a typo, forgetting the text section, you know, missing an audience list. There's a lot of problems that happens when you have somebody not entirely specialized in Marketo building in Marketo. And the Center of Excellence strongly divides that labor and then brings them to
an executive champion. You absolutely need an executive champion. Even if you're talking about everyone, somebody agrees with this, you don't need somebody to just sign off on a high level. You need somebody to send communications and to crack the whip and to say that this is happening whether the teams like it or not, and we're going to make it as pleasant of an experience as possible. But you can't be the guy screaming in the corner saying that we need to fix things if you're not in a position where somebody has to listen to you. You can certainly whisper in the ear of an executive, and then that executive can parrot what you just said, and then you can actually get movement and buy-in on these things. So executive buy-in, absolutely necessary. Generally what we find is we agree with a consultant, or as a consultant, we agree with a director, VP, CMO level, and we say this needs to happen, and then we go through all the rigmarole and all the steps of it, and then we can say, great, here's a copy-paste message that you need to send to your team. In order to say this is happening at this time. You bend over backward, you get their buy-in, you say this is our process, tell me what you don't like about it, tell me what needs to be fixed. You compromise on things. The levers that you can pull are SLAs. This is the key way that you can make everyone happy, because currently if you have a total nightmare of a system, you can say SLAs are too long, and we can give you shorter SLAs if we adhere to this process. Instead of a marketing email taking 7 days, we guarantee that we can get it back to you within 2 days, so long as you follow our process. And that's actually possible because you can do it faster if you have all of the information, and it can be a net faster agreement between the two. So here's an example of SLAs. We have it on screen. Marketing emails, you can just look at this table. This is a pretty good starting place generally. It should be specific to your business. It should be specific to how much back and forth. We also add SLAs for changes. If they're big changes, we need, as everyone I'm sure has realized and known from building things, if you build a webinar and you've been spending 16 hours on it, at a certain point, you don't even read the words on the screen anymore. You don't even see them. There could be profanities in there, and I wouldn't even notice it at hour 12 of building a webinar. And that's why it's vital you have one person do 90% of the work and the build, and then you have somebody else with fresh eyes QA that work. And having a handoff process between that is vital, and it's something that you need as you grow. And the other thing that's really important is to actually identify what those bottlenecks are in the process and iron them out, and assess those early. Make sure that nobody is grumbling on the marketing manager team. Make sure that you have a mole on the marketing manager team to feel out how people feel about these things, and to proactively address them before they come.